everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week, there is a tiny kitten in the room, so hopefully she doesn't go insane. And also Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What's up?
Is back from whaling again.
Whaling? Jeez.
Whaling them up.
Yeah, man. Did you hear that?
Jennings.
That's wrong. You shouldn't be whaling anymore.
Anymore.
One last job, and then I'm out.
It killed my father.
Oh my god. Like a Captain Ahab vibe.
Yeah, I believe that was a Moby Dick reference.
I have
right?
never, nor will I ever go whaling.
I don't know if you can do, you can't just go whaling.
I mean, there's definitely people who do that.
There's
right?
not
There's definitely some pirates.
You find it on Groupon, 2-for-1 whaling trip.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a trip to some sort of coastal area, you can just do an Airbnb excursion for whaling.
I was on the Pacific Northwest. Kitty, stop it. Stop biting that. That's a power cord.
Oh, okay.
Hey, not tasty.
That could be bad. I didn't see any whales. I did see some salmon. I saw a lot of seals.
Aren't
You
salmon
saw them?
Sea lions. Yeah, I saw them. I don't know. You just see them.
They looked at you?
Definitely I feel like some sea lions did.
Well, that was fun. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, you just drank your way down the West Coast, right?
Yep, hit as many breweries and wineries and cideries, I guess, as we could.
Anything
All the way
ended
down.
in Uri.
Hit the Uris. Yeah. And saw animals, I guess.
Well, that sounds like fun. While you were gone, Claire joined us, and she subjected us to the seventh heaven, the world which is seventh heaven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not super sad I missed that. Although I don't really remember. I remember that show being on, and I had a good friend in high school, and he had an older sister, and that show would be on in the living room. But I don't really remember was that show a drama? Was it a sitcom-y?
It was a WB show. I feel like that's the best way to explain it.
Okay, sure. So more drama than...
I mean, it was instead of superheroes,
More drama than
there
comedy.
was God.
There's God.
And instead
the
of
Lord.
Plots to take over the world or zombies, there was a giant house and a little grandparent cancer.
Oh, just the touch.
Oh, God. Just a hint.
And a horny preacher dad.
Yeah, man. That man.
And I'm not even talking about real life. I'm talking about
you mean... Yeah, are you saying...
the character was horny.
Stephen Collins, right?
Yeah, he had three defining characteristics. Number 1, dad. Number 2, horny. Number 3, sometimes he worked at a church. Those were his 3 things.
Kind of an
Really?
important guy in the church.
Yikes. That's awful.
Yeah.
This was on the WB?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was presented a little bit more wholesome than that, but as 30-somes watching this, we're like, holy crap, this man is thirsty.
All right.
But that's not what we're doing today. We are not retrotting
Just recapping the last show.
Seventh Heaven. It's a Joe show today, right?
I'm pumped about this show.
Ooh.
This is a show I've wanted to do for a while that I just haven't found the opportunity, and then thought about doing it for I was gonna say band camp, but it's not. It's
Summer camp.
summer camp.
Yeah, when you said a
different
show that
thing.
I'm happy with, and I was thinking about doing it for a little bit, it's made me go, it must be a Nickelodeon show. Or a kids show that we probably have watched.
Yeah. But yeah, because instead I picked Hey Dude, but
So Salute Your Shorts is what we're doing?
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
This cat, just loves it.
It's just me and Joe because Jimmy's chasing away my cat from power cords right now.
From just electrocuting herself.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I think I've hidden it now. I don't think she can get to it.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
What? Okay.
But
what?
anyway, yeah, it's one I've shied away from because I've been hoping that it will eventually become available, high quality on a streaming service, but it still hasn't. But I'm ready to just jump in anyway. There's a there's a channel on YouTube that has like remastered a bunch of the episodes, so we'll at least get like a good version for the pilot. Not so much for the finale, but for the pilot, we'll get a good remaster on YouTube.
All right.
So this week we are doing Mighty Max.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll have to check in the break. I think I have Mighty Max toys in the closet in this apartment.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's
I
exciting.
watched some Mighty Max growing up.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Only 2 seasons, which I was surprised about. Ran from September 12th, 1993 to December 2nd, 1994. I'm just like surprised it was only 2 seasons and just essentially that like 1 year, but
What was it? Was it Fox Kids or ABC or?
ooh, I don't actually know. I feel like I've only seen it on like VHS or something.
Really?
What does it say? It doesn't. Original network says syndication. What does that mean?
That's
How is that possible?
not its network. I mean, it was
Is that-
it was basic.
That's what
TV,
Wikipedia
though,
says?
You know,
I thought so. Yeah.
because I didn't have cable growing up because my parents hated me.
Maybe by syndication, it just was sold off to just random
Right.
networks, and it wasn't just one network.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Interesting.
I like that Wikipedia's genres are fantasy, and then it goes horror,
Really?
science
it was-
fiction, and action adventure.
I feel like it was kind of spooky.
A little spooky.
Yeah, but the toys are really like were essentially more important than the show.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Did the show come?
This-
Did the toys come first, or did the show come first?
I think it was show, but like there was definitely kids that like only knew the toys but not the show.
Oh wait, it says here you go. American animated series that aired based upon the British Mighty Max toys,
Ah,
an outgrowth of Polly Pocket, of course.
Based on,
so it
okay.
was toys first.
Yeah, it was boys. I mean, Mighty Max for listeners is boys Polly Pockets,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which were just little plastic containers that opened up into like some sort of diorama, basically, with
Mhm.
little
Little
tiny
set.
micro machine sized characters that
Ugh.
you could like place in them.
Mhm.
So good.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
This was the epitome of 90s toys where you had like Micro Machines and Mighty Max and Turtles or whatever. God.
Really
Do
good.
they even make toys this cool anymore?
You know, I've
I feel
gone.
like nah.
I've walked down a toy aisle
Right?
and I feel like I'm bored.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just Legos. That's like all kids have now. And they're like $100 a box.
Did you know there's a Seinfeld
They're
Lego
so-
coming out?
Coming out. I don't even know what that
Like-
would be. Just like the apartment?
Yeah, it's the apartment and like
Huh.
Jerry, Elaine, and George
See,
and Kramer.
it's so smart because they're just cashing in on all the kids who are now like adults.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm 100% gonna buy a Seinfeld
Right?
Lego. I don't care if it's $70 because it's gonna
going
at
to be.
least be that.
I'm pretty positive there's a Friends Lego.
I don't want that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, buy that for your wife.
Frasier
She would
Lego,
love
I'm
that.
in.
Oh, Frasier
I want
Lego.
that apartment.
Holy hell. There's a Festivus pole in the Seinfeld Lego.
Twin
I'm
Peaks.
just saying.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just already a Lego they have. It's just going to be in.
It's just a
the
pole.
sign.
It's
It's just a
just a stick.
flagpole.
But it's funny. Like they put it in as like this is the Festivus pole kind of thing. Okay, Mighty Max.
Anyways, toys suck.
Joe, obviously you've seen a lot of this show.
Mhm.
Jimmy, do you have anything? Also, could you swat the cat off of your microphone cable?
I don't remember having ever seen this show.
Okay.
Am I familiar with the toys?
Mm-hmm.
I especially remember having the one that was like just a bunch of like tremor worms. Have you seen those movies?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the first one was starring Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, at least the first one.
At least the first one.
Probably just the first one.
Who
You're
knows?
probably right about that. I think, and there's probably like 8 or 9 of them. But that's what I can remember. It was like gray and like purple, and you opened it up, and there was weird giant worm things in it.
Mm. Yeah, there's
Remember
usually
this
some sort of monster
vividly.
in every toy in every episode. Some sort of
Yeah.
sci-fi creature.
Pretty much every episode's like a world. It's like because isn't it they just like, I don't know, I don't even understand what their goal is.
Mhm.
There's obviously, from my memory really quick, there's obviously Max,
Mhm.
who then
Right.
becomes mighty.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's that
Good.
giant dude,
Yeah.
like basically Conan type man,
Mm-hmm.
who's like quiet. And I don't remember his name.
Yeah, just a giant action hero.
And then there is a wise old bird
Mm-hmm.
man, an anthropomorphic bird man.
Yeah.
And his name is Virgil, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Yoda
Okay.
type character,
Yeah.
just like old and wise.
Nice.
And those three travel to various places
Mm-hmm.
for reasons
Mm-hmm.
unknown to me at the moment and do adventures,
They
I
do
guess.
adventures, yeah.
And I don't really understand, is it his hat that does it?
I think so. I think there's something magical about
Magic
his
hat?
hat that makes
Oh,
him like
interesting.
the chosen one.
That's pretty dumb, I feel like. I mean, I'm sure it made total sense as a child. You know? I'm going to put on this hat.
watch
It's
a
going to give me
cartoon.
confidence to
Yeah.
do adventures. That
So-
makes sense
Yeah.
to me.
But I definitely remember. I don't know if I remember the first episode, but I definitely remember the last episode.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen the last
Ooh.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
That's fun.
And that's why
What, like-
I've been wanting to do this show for a while because I remember the ending and I remember it being really cool.
I hope you watch it
Interesting.
tonight and you're like, oh, that wasn't cool at all. I mean, I hope that's not true, but it would be kind of funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, first episode then. It's got to be. Oh, wait, really quick. We got to do like a check. Is like Keith David in this?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably at least a guest star at some point, right?
Probably.
Tim Curry is in this. He's Skullmaster, which
Yeah,
is
I
like,
just
is
saw
this
that. I was
He-Man?
gonna click. I was like, is that actually Tim
There's
Curry?
only a few people I recognize.
It is.
Also, Renee Aubin is something French, who's in Deep Space Nine.
Oh, is she the lady security girl?
No, Renee, like the man French
Oh,
name.
that- the
the
man
morph,
security
the
guy.
morph.
The
Yeah.
Morph guy.
Oh my gosh, what's
Yeah, I
his
remember
name? That's
him.
embarrassing.
Okay, that's fun.
Odo.
Odo. Man, we've
He's
never done a
awesome.
Star Trek on this podcast.
That's outrageous.
I know,
to
it's
me.
pretty crazy.
We've never done one.
Problem is I don't personally ever want to start. I don't really care about the original series, but I feel like it would be doing it dirty if we didn't start with it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Um,
You know who's in a Star Trek?
what?
Is Stephen Collins or whatever.
No. Of Seventh Heaven fame.
Going back to
And
He was in
being
the
a
movie.
shitty person fame.
he's a Commander Willard or whatever. Deckard? Something Erd.
Something Erd. So, first episode, let's walk through this. Joe, do you remember? You don't remember it very well.
I
don't-
feel like I remember part of like the call to action. There's something. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything.
I mean, I don't really remember it at all. I just remember that, I'm remembering, if correctly or not, who knows, that his hat is the thing that, like, lets him teleport.
Yeah.
And so my thought is, Max probably a little weenie loser kid. And then he, like, finds a hat in the sewer or something like that. Or, like, you know, it's on the ground in school.
Hat
It
in some
tele-
secret ooze.
Yeah. Or just like, even dumber, that big guy in the bird Virgil man just teleport to his house and be like, you got to come with us. We're going on an adventure. Here's a hat.
Put this hat on.
I feel like Max is like lives only with his mom. Dad's not around. Makes sense. Because then
Oh yeah,
he
there's never
only
a
does
dad.
he only does adventures when she's like off working at like in a hospital or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So he can be back in time
Yeah.
for her to not notice. Makes sense.
Do you have any thoughts, Jimmy, of what possibly might happen in this episode?
I think everything that's been said is correct. I think there's I'm gonna assume there's like a scene with Birdman that's just basically the Zordon like explaining of
Yeah.
the hat powers and what's gonna happen.
What do we think? Maybe give us the title and let's see if we can guess like the world that we're entering.
Okay, I won't
Ooh.
guess because I kind of already saw it, but I will say it's called A Bellwether in One's Cap.
Oh.
Bellwether is spelled Bellwether. Bellwether.
I don't really know what Bellwether means.
I don't
honestly.
either, but it's
like a thing that signifies something else or something.
Yeah.
Warns of something else.
I mean, it's obviously an allusion to like a feather in your cap,
Okay.
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's an
Maybe.
illusion, Michael.
Birds? Maybe they go into a bird world?
Maybe it's
Bellwether.
a bird.
What? Wait, say the name again.
A bellwether in one's cap.
Bellwether in one's cap.
Oh,
We'll play
well.
on words.
So if it was birds, they would have actually said feather. So that's
Right. So the cap is probably just alluding to his magic cap.
Bellwether, according to the dictionary on Google, is an indicator or predictor of something.
okay.
So, so it sounds like it's a synonym of omen,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So it feels like that has nothing to do with any sort of
Probably not.
magical world or
Yeah.
anything.
Maybe just.
But I got to think that
origin.
there's some sort of adventure here that we vanish off into bird world or something.
Okay, so you're going bird world.
Ooh,
That's my
bird
best guess.
world.
All right, what do you got, Jimmy?
I don't know why. I think sewer was brought up, and now I feel like I'm just thinking of that like X-Men animated series, like
yeah.
sewer, like crew. That's
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
just dingy sewer crew.
The Morlocks. So what
The
they were called?
the Morlocks.
Were they
Yeah,
Morlocks?
that totally is correct.
So you think they go to the Morlock world of Mighty Max?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
Well, let's find out. We will see you, listeners, after we watch the first episode of Mighty Max. Once again, it was called A Bellwether in One's Cap, and it aired September 1st, 1993. And we're back. We're done with the very first episode of Mighty Max. It was called A Bellwether in One's Cap. Jim, do you have a write-up?
I do. According to Wikipedia, this is September 1st, 93. Max receives a package in the mail containing a small statue inscribed with Egyptian hieroglyphs that read, "You have been chosen to be the cap bearer. Go to the mini-mart and wait for a sign, Mighty Max." Shocked by the message, Max drops the statue, shattering it and revealing a red baseball cap emblazoned with a yellow M. Upon arriving at the mini-mart, Max is chased by a lava monster sent by Skullmaster. As Max flees, a cap activates a vortex which transports him instantly from his current location to the Mongolian desert. Max is met by Virgil and Norman, where he learns that his destiny had been foretold in a prophecy circa 3000 BC.
it's all in the prophecy. So yeah, we didn't go into like a special world or anything.
Oh.
More just like
I
trucking
mean, we
your
went to like
class.
Skull Island or something.
That's true, which I believe like Skullmaster's lair is deep within the Earth's crust.
That's what it seems.
Okay. It's just
He's
like
got like
under
digging
New York
machines.
City.
It's just mole man. mole
Because yeah,
people.
the episode opens with him running these just like giant robot diggers, and he is like pontificating about digging up into the world of the humans and like taking over.
Yep. He needs to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like why can't he just go up? I guess I don't know if the lava
pretty
monster
deep.
could go up.
That's a good point.
That's true. There's volcanoes that like connect to the magma within the earth, right? So like just follow that.
Yeah, I mean, is his own
too hot, man.
reason
It's
is
too
the only
hot.
reason he can't like attack the Earth currently is just because he like doesn't have a tunnel out yet.
I mean, yeah, you bring up a good
He's
point.
tunneling out.
He sent once Mighty Max activated the cap. He sent one of the lava monsters to like go get him, and like, how did the lava monster get up there?
Traveled up the lava.
He must travel the lava tube.
Just went
But
up the
also,
volcano?
it seemed like Skullmaster fell into lava at the end of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, almost, it looks like he's dead.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can't imagine he is.
yeah, I kind of assume that maybe lava doesn't really affect him.
Yeah, it's like good for him.
Yeah, it's like a spa.
Yeah.
Just having a spa day.
Yeah,
Good for him.
yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, so like Max just comes home and just gets mailed a statue.
Mm-hmm.
And he just pulls out Egyptian hieroglyphs made easy book
Mm-hmm.
and reads about how he has to go to the mini mart.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely seems like he does have like a single mom, like we were talking about.
He definitely
That's
never
a
said,
thing.
"Hey, Dad."
And she's not home. There's like a message for him, like a voicemail from his mom or something.
Yeah.
Was that
Yep,
what it was?
like,
And
yeah.
tell him what's for dinner.
Yeah, she's not
In
going
the
to be home
fridge.
till late or something.
And then the mailman comes. It looks like he's got like fun little like inventions around the house. Like his door, when he opens it to his bedroom, like hits some button that turns a bunch of TVs on. He's got a little like telephone thing down to the front door, so he
I
could
thought
talk
it was
to
just
the
a gutter.
mailman. Yeah, it was more a pipe like
Yeah.
at a playground where you speak into it and it's just reverberating through the
Yeah.
pipe. Still dope.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Cool. It was cool. Don't get me wrong.
Pretty sure you could still hear the guy out the window, but
Yeah, he was like 20 feet above the man, and he was like talking to the pipe.
he's got some ingenuity though. That's fun.
One thing. So then, after he met Virgil and Norman, so he put on the cap and basically he got chased by a lava monster for a minute, but then he got teleported to Virgil and Norman. It's like they kept just like walking around, and they kept walking to different portals
Mm-hmm.
to eventually get back to his house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then he could find like this Egyptian tomb that held the entrance to the Skullmaster's dominion in his basement.
His basement that he didn't know existed.
Yeah.
Yep. Norman found it. He was tapping on the walls.
And
Norman is the big giant guardian of the
Yeah.
like cap itself. He's like Mighty Max's guardian now.
Yeah, he's the guardian of the mighty one. Yeah.
Okay.
He kept reminding
Who
me.
wears the cap?
I looked it up. It's not him, but I was like, is this Jonathan Frakes? And is like, because it reminded me of like the Xanatos character from Gargoyles. Like the
Dope.
dude who buys the castle.
Who reminds you that Norman guy?
Norman does.
Oh.
No, yeah, Norman does. When he talks. Yeah.
Hmm.
He only had like 3 lines, so that's amazing that you
Yeah.
picked up on it.
But then Virgil kept saying like, like, oh, there's a thing to hear. Like he was very like the book had everything in it, and it seemed like they were like following the instructions in the book to make sure that everything was like coming true,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So I have a
like the
sneaking
prophecies.
suspicion that somehow that will play parts within the show, because he was just like, yeah, there's a thing over here. Just got to follow the book. And we got to jump because it says everything's going to be fine. Like the book says, like you win, that kind of thing. So it's very like, what is that? Like Calvinist of them, like predestination kind of thing. So interesting.
Very interesting.
What'd you
Love
think?
it.
What'd you think, Jimmy?
Into it. Right away. So that guy, Max's voice, that guy, I swear he's been in like everything ever. He's like a WB guy. He's a big like Animaniacs guy. He's Pinky and he's
Animaniacs,
Yakko.
Yeah.
And he's also a big Disney guy. He's Pete Jr. in Goof Troop or a Goofy movie.
Nice.
And he's just a bunch of those. Like if you watched a Saturday morning cartoon in the 90s, you heard this voice.
Yeah, it was a very familiar voice, and I didn't know if just because that's what everyone tried to make a teenage boy sound like when they did voiceover.
Also
or
true.
it
He
just
was
kinda
in
him.
like Turtles. He was in Transformers, G.I. Joe's. Dude, like
Dude
is
is
everywhere.
He's in the cartoons.
Rob Paulson. Yeah. Trying to think. I like this like back and forth between Virgil and Max is fun. Like Max is already like calling him Verge. And he calls him a chicken. And Virgil's
Hey,
just
Virgil,
no
can chickens
nonsense.
fly?
Virgil's very no nonsense.
I feel like Virgil just doesn't even get jokes. Is really like obviously obviously Norman's very no nonsense.
Yeah, he keeps saying things like he keeps just saying stuff about 5,000 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. There's fun facts at the end about
Yeah, educational facts about the places they travel to and like the
Yeah.
Taj Mahal or something.
the little breaking the fourth wall.
Hey, boys and girls, you noticed that we went to a lot of places this
Look at the
time.
stuff we did. And here's also we went to India. Here's facts about India.
Hey, I mean that's good. It's a
See you
kids
next
show.
time.
Teach the kids something, you know. I did like it. I mean, you know, it's set it up. It's set up in a way. I mean, it's not like we just know that Max, you're the mighty one. And you have to defeat the Skullmaster. Why? I don't know. Because the book says so, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't like just say like, ooh, the Skullmaster, whatever. They like went to him and they like got chased by like lava
Just
monsters and
knocked down his door. Hey.
some other random goon of his that had like blades, like.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And there was rock monsters that they fought. There was a lot of action in this like first step. They like got right into it. It was probably only like 1/4 of the episode before he was like already in
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Skullmaster land. I can respect that. It's not like Power Rangers where they don't morph, you know. He was immediately there.
Put on the hat. And so really the hat it's just a portal thing. It's just a warp.
I was wondering about that. It didn't really seem like there were really many powers with it other than it initiates portals and there's prophecy around it. Whoever wears the hat is the special guy.
Yeah, also, was it always a baseball cap? Like it's a 5,000-year-old baseball
That's
hat?
a good point. Or it's just like taking shape of whatever century blending in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I like that
I think
hypothesis.
I think we're already looking too far into it. I think
it's the last cosmic cap is what Virgil said. It's like with the lost power of the gods or whatever.
which means that there was other mighty, maybe not Maxes, obviously, but
Yeah.
you could get some like
powered caps,
dimensional stuff. I mean, obviously they go other places. They go to space and they go to like whatever, and they do they do stuff. So I mean, maybe there is a multiverse in the Mad Max world.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Mad
You got predictions
multiverse.
about that?
Joe, did it hold up for you?
Spider-Man.
Did this hold up?
I mean, it did. It looks good. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of fun and action packed. I was disappointed though that we didn't get like a little special world.
Yeah, there wasn't anything fun, and I'm debating whether or not we will get that in the last
Yeah.
episode either.
I mean, we got like a showdown with the Skullmaster, and it's cool to see them going up against the Skullmaster because I feel like he's like the big bad, but they don't really tangle with him every episode.
Right. I mean, he's terrifying, and
Yeah.
he was played by Tim Curry,
Mm-hmm.
so that's awesome.
Yeah. Would not have guessed that by the voice, but
He's just kind of like a big white bald dude in a robe.
In a purple robe,
Yeah.
wearing no shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Max
Menacing.
Restoration Project. What a hero.
Yeah, what a
You know?
hero that guy is. Looks great. It looks like Jolly Ranchers. Just the colors are
No,
popping
I was
off
like,
the screen.
what?
But he hasn't finished. Is that the deal?
Yeah, so he's done maybe like 7 episodes or something
Okay.
of the like 40 something that there are.
What is he doing? I guess I don't even understand what you do for that.
There's a video about the videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On that
There's
guy's
like
channel?
several.
A
Yeah.
video about the
And it looks
videos.
like he's taking it off of VHSs, like that were probably ripped off of just normal TV.
And then almost like recolorizing it or something. Who knows?
Yes.
I want to watch that video then, if that's what's happening.
The
That's
making of the restoration, just like a 5-minute video, and then there's the making of, and then there's an update.
cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, so the ending of this
I
episode, nice. The ending of this episode is essentially they just escaped from Skullmaster world. They
Mhm.
got plopped down in Australia, and they had to walk to the next portal to start getting back home.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know his next episode. I wonder what the second episode's called. I can check right here. It's called The Brain Suckers Cometh. So that sounds like it's probably a Monster of the Week fun, like different zone instead of yeah. But that's cool. Also, listeners, I did have Mighty Max toys in my closet, and we did pull them out and play with them.
Yeah.
We did play with them for a good
Pretty
10
dope.
minutes before we even started.
Pretty dope play. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the English. They're from Swinton, I believe it was called Swindon, England.
Bluebird, is that what it is?
And Bluebird Toys. So
Mhm.
playing
Good
with the
job.
original toys that the TV show was made out of, and I still have them. And I'm 36 years old, so suck on that.
Yeah, I was realizing about the toys that like there's no Norman and Virgil in the toys.
No.
So those must have been characters that were like added to the show.
Yeah,
After
but
the
because
fact.
the toys didn't really need to have. I'm sure they, for the most part, really probably didn't have any backstory at all. It was just
No.
this is Mighty Max, and
You imagine.
you know, the most. I bet it was like some, like British TV commercials about buying Mighty Max, something like that, and I bet that was the most.
Mm-hmm.
But the
most
toys are
story.
canon. Is that correct?
They better be.
So the show is a
Mostly.
prequel. At least to start.
I just think it's a missed opportunity to not have like a little Norman action figure. Like that guy looks great.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
you'd think I have enough of them where
Mhm.
if there was a Norman or a Virgil, they would be in these, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Somewhere.
Or maybe when I was a kid, I just hated Norman and Virgil, and I made
toss
sure to
them.
get ones that they weren't in.
No.
It seems like they didn't make toys after this, which is like, that's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you capitalize on this?
There was
Money
definitely
making
like a
machine.
McDonald's ones
Well, true.
Mm-hmm.
that were here, so they made them while it was on. Then for
That's
sure,
true. Those could have had Virgils.
possibly.
Some giant Normans.
Yeah. All right. Do we have anything else about this first episode, or should we get into predictions?
Yeah.
It looks
It had a pretty rockin' instrumental theme, like you'd expect
yeah.
90s cartoon to have.
I enjoyed the theme. Yeah, if you're gonna watch this, listeners, go to that Max Restoration YouTube channel and watch at least those ones until you can't anymore, because those are really good.
And if you find a VHS of some old Mighty Maxes, get them to this guy. He doesn't even have episode 2.
Oh, really?
No.
I think that's fine.
It's probably okay.
Nah.
At least if you're
It exists.
curious about this show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding my predictions open, so I guess I'll just do them first. My first one is Virgil dies.
Ooh.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I hope so.
I also said that.
Oh shoot. I think they like defeat Skullmaster, but by like turning him into a bug. I don't know why
Okay.
that happens or how that would work, but
So he exists.
I think he's in this last episode, and they defeat him by turning him into a bug.
Okay, he's just not a threat.
Yeah.
He's a bug.
I think Max changes the world by like the universes that he's in. Somehow, like the universes come together somehow. So like the aliens or like the whatever. I think the unknown is now more prominent in the regular world by the end of
Okay.
this episode. We'll know what that means.
Okay.
Kind of,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then number 4 is back to that book that Virgil was talking about. I think they go against the book in this episode. I think at one point before Virgil dies, he was like, the book says turn right. And they're like, no, we got to go left. You know, they go
Ooh,
against the book,
interesting.
you know? So those are mine.
Tempting fate.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can go. I had just pulling them up here. That Max teleports somewhere cold.
Mm.
I just noticed that in the places he was teleporting in this episode, like they're all
They were all very warm.
Deserts.
yeah, definitely like fine to just like end up in this random place in your like t-shirt and jeans, but I think he ends up in like the top of a mountain or something with his t-shirt and jeans and is immediately too cold that needs to find his way out of there.
Poor cold Max.
Nice.
I think that we have a showdown fight between Virgil and the Skullmaster.
Ooh.
I just think that's an interesting fight between the little fowl guy and this giant Skullmaster. I think Max calls himself the Mighty One. I feel like he's been like resisting the title a little bit, but in this finale,
he's definitely not resisting calling himself Mighty Max.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe the Mighty One.
Like he's like, I am the Mighty One, and then like punches Skullmaster or something.
Just
owns it. Punches Skullmaster into a bug.
Yeah, he kept saying like, "Don't call me Mighty. That's lame," or something like that.
Yeah, didn't like it. And then I think we have a giant robot.
Awesome.
Like I don't even know if it's good or bad, but it's giant.
I could always flex with a giant robot. Sounds great.
No giant spider.
No.
See, Joe knows a little bit about this episode for sure, and if Joe says he liked this episode, there were no big spiders.
Oh, good point. Good point. I feel like so far there's been no predictions around based on the toys that we know exist. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
What do you got?
I don't think I have any of those either. I think Max... Oh, I already said Virgil dies, so that's one. Then I think Max loses his hat, but is like still a hero in his own right.
Oh, did they learn that the power was really in his heart all along or some bullshit?
No, because I also have that the hat has a new owner. It's like there's a new Mighty. It's just like moved on.
Nice.
And so Norman follows.
Could you imagine if the hat fell on Norman and Norman was wearing a baseball cap around? Like, I'm Mighty.
Giant, yeah. Like some sort of Middle Ages hero wearing a baseball hat.
Yeah.
I love it. He should just have the hat, right? Because really, this whole time, Norman was doing like all the fighting, right? Max is just kind of...
He's clearly there for the heavy
him out
lifting.
Of jams.
Yeah.
Like he throws his sword to him at one point so that he can get out of his like cuffs. Okay, so hat is moving on to a new Mighty thing. Number 4, I also think Skullmaster. So I think Skullmaster is misunderstood, is what I wrote. So he's not like a villain anymore.
All right.
He just wants to be free, man. He's hot down there. Underground.
He was just like, I just wanted real friends. The lava monsters aren't nice to me.
It's so stuffy down there. It's hard to breathe.
Yeah, as soon as he breaks up onto the surface, they're like, oh no, Skullmaster's here. And he's just like, great, now I gotta find an apartment and
yeah, he
gotta
just
brush up the resume.
He's like, oh, it's actually really nice up here. Why would I want to break all this stuff?
I'm really hungry.
You guys know anyone that needs a roommate? I'm very, very neat.
Potty trained. Okay, and then number 5, octopus monster.
I feel like that's a possibility.
This is a world where that could exist.
Although I don't remember an octopus toy specifically, but many things like that.
All right,
werewolf monster.
Some sort of a terrifying monster will be involved, hopefully. Okay, so the last episode of Mighty Max happened on December 2nd, 1994, and it was called Armageddon Outta Here.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Punny.
Hell yeah, I am.
So we're going to watch that, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of Mighty Max. It was called Armageddon Outta Here.
Heck
yeah. Pretty great. Do you have a write-up, Jimmy?
Well, okay. So I have some things. The Wikipedia episode list is a page long, and the IMDb is one sentence. So I'm going to read this from the plot of the wiki. Which is the series finale features Max, Norman, and Virgil pitted against Skullmaster and their previously defeated foes. So I guess some foes are come back.
I mean, it sounded like that Lava Lord guy.
Sure, he was clearly a
previously defeated because it sounded like he was like, "I'll help you build Magus again," and Magus was that lava Zord.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a Zord for sure.
Yep, that's pretty dope. So then both Norman and Virgil are killed, leaving Max to defeat Skullmaster. Unable to do so, Max uses the cap in order to time travel to the events of the first episode, and he experiences deja vu, and he reads Virgil's modified letter and recalls everything and decides to use the knowledge he gained from the initial timeline to set it right in order to defeat Skullmaster once and for all. So I don't really know why he thinks he'll do better this time, but I guess he knows stuff now.
Yeah, he's prepared.
This is like the he's like talking to the architect, and the architect's like, "There's been a million of you chosen ones, Neo."
Yeah. Sucker.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, let's just start at the end really quick, because I think Norman died, right? Norman got killed by the big spider.
Eaten by a spider, as was prophesized.
Yeah, but number one, mind blown, by the way. There's a spider over here, and Joe's acting like this is a good episode of TV.
Giant spider,
right?
Huge.
So that was crazy.
So there's a giant spider because Skullmaster is like back, and he's remade his crystal thing.
Crystal of Souls.
Crystal of Souls, and now the Earth just seems like it's just chaos.
Yeah.
Apparently. So they fight a giant spider.
And then for some reason, Stonehenge is like important.
Yeah, it's the place where Virgil dies.
Yeah.
It's prophesied.
It is definitely the place where Virgil dies. But it
known.
seemed like Virgil wanted... Well, yeah, because Virgil was locked up. The Skullmaster guy brought him there to like get Max to come. Max went to the underworld and brought the Lava Lord and the Lava Lord's Megazord named Magus along with to help him fight Skullmaster. Basically all the other bad guys like canceled each other out. Yeah. And then it left Skullmaster and Max and Virgil.
And Warmonger.
Yeah. But then
Skullmaster's baddie.
Virgil, Max trades his hat to get Virgil free, but then Skullmaster just kills Virgil anyway because that's what a bad guy does.
Yeah,
and then Warmonger was like, "We're gonna win," and then Skullmaster was like, "Yep," and then just kills him.
Yeah, because why not?
I mean,
he's a bad guy.
Yeah, if any bad guy worth his salt, he's just gonna go around killing people.
Exactly. And then the Skullmaster puts on a baseball cap, which was hilarious.
Yeah, to see this monster in a red baseball cap.
Yeah. But then at least it changed into like a crown, some sort of like evil demon crown.
Sort of like Egyptian Sphinx crown.
And I guess I don't necessarily understand because the whole point was then like that place was going to control time somehow. So what was the Skullmaster's like plan?
It's like the person wearing the cap and who has the Crystal of Souls goes to Stonehenge on the winter solstice, then that person can control time. And so he's telling them that he like is going to rule in the past and the future and the present.
So he's like going to do some like time compression and make everything be at the same time.
Something like that. Yeah. He's the master of time.
Okay. But then while he started to do that, Max jumped up and grabbed the scepter, and I guess probably since he was connected to the scepter, which was connected to the Skullmaster, which was then connected to the cap, could then also control time.
Yeah, I think part of the idea is that, is the chosen one the person who's wearing the cap, or is it really just Max?
Right.
And I think that's the idea, is that they're kind of being ambiguous about it, about whether it is the cap or whether it is just Max. Because Max at that point, he doesn't have the cap. He's just Max. He's no longer Mighty Max. But he grabs the scepter and he says, like, I'm the mighty one.
Sure does.
Like a boss.
And so that causes like time to just like spiral out of control, I guess. Because there's two of them now making claim to like all of the power in the universe.
Yeah. And then a flash happens, and then it just starts at the beginning of the first episode, basically.
Which that part of it I remembered that they warp back to the beginning of the first episode, and essentially it creates this time loop, which is interesting for like syndication because it's just like, you know, the episodes are starting again, so it just like
it could have got picked up again, you know.
Yeah. But what I hadn't remembered was that Max, when he goes back in time, he actually is conscious that like he keeps all his memories. He knows that he's back in time.
Yeah, but it also seems like Virgil did too. Like,
and Virgil did too, because his letter now is a little different. He says, and be hasty about it this time.
Yeah, like come to the mini mart and like be fast this time.
Yeah, and so my thought is does Max remember everything? Oh, he does. Mm-hmm. Virgil seems to also remember some stuff, which is kind of crazy because he also probably then remembers himself dying.
I assume. And Norman's voice was in the background, so Norman's back.
I assume everyone at the beginning is back, but my thought is everybody in the world remember that whole time?
Oh, interesting.
Because why would it only be Max and Virgil?
I don't know.
That would remember.
Maybe it was just the people at Stonehenge, so maybe it's just Max.
But then
Virgil,
if Skullmaster remembers,
Skullmaster knows
then
too.
That almost doesn't change anything, you know?
Yeah.
So So let's so it would be Max, Skullmaster, Virgil, and Warmonger would remember everything because Warmonger died after Virgil.
Yeah, actually, Norman wasn't even there.
Yeah. So Warmonger's like, yo, Skullmaster's going to screw me.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. This is a question that they did not expect an 11-year-old to ask.
Right. I think to an 11-year-old is just like, cool, when I watch the next episode tomorrow and they start at the beginning again, it makes sense to me because we're in a loop.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Time travel gets tricky. You gotta think about this stuff. It would have made sense, essentially, if the note was the exact same, and then it would have been like, cool, only Max remembers, because that would have been like, and then easy peasy. But then they really muddied it.
Max just in like a New Game Plus, like he keeps all the abilities, but he.
Mighty Max invented New Game Plus. It's creative. Like, we're going out, but we're gonna start at the beginning, but with all the info.
Mm-hmm.
With all the leveling up farming that you did.
I mean, I like it in the end because it's I think most cartoons definitely don't end with essentially like a restart like that, and it was kind of
or with fun.
All
of the main characters dying too.
Most died. Yeah, pretty much everybody died, so that was fun. Yeah, they don't generally have the balls to just kill off like the cute like Birdman that was around with them and like the big guy. They just don't kill everybody.
And because like they, the last time on they say like they have this wall of prophecy or whatever, and they're able to see like Norman's death. It seems like, because this is a two-parter, it seems like in the first part they're like straight up just like, yo, Virgil and Norman are gonna die. It's prophecy.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out whether or not when Max gave Skullmaster the hat, if that was... It didn't seem like that was supposed to happen. It seemed like Virgil was like, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Well, because Virgil is like, just don't come to Stonehenge before the winter solstice, which is when Virgil's supposed to die.
Right. So essentially, as long as he just didn't come, it would just... Skullmaster would be alive, but wouldn't be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wouldn't have the power to...
Well, he would have a crystal,
he wouldn't
some
have
sort
had
of
the
skull
hat.
staff that would probably ruin everything.
And the Earth is still inhabited by monsters.
Yeah,
That's
stuff
great.
Still sucks. But Skullmaster doesn't have the power. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe, this time around he'll have to let Norman and Virgil die to get to whatever prophecy is where he defeats Skullmaster.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like he's the type to just do that, though. Like he's gonna
let his friends die.
Mess things up.
Yeah, maybe he just decides to live in this time loop forever and ever.
Why not, right?
Just never wants. He doesn't want to grow up.
Just gets a little darker each time, just like Groundhog Day. Like it just starts messing with people. This doesn't matter.
I have an answer for the toys and if the toys have anything to do with the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so on Wikipedia, what it says under all of most of these episodes, it says, for instance, season 1, episode 12, out in the cold. So Joe, a cold episode for you.
Nice.
It says it's based on Mighty Max liquidates the ice alien. And
Ice alien.
Yeah.
Based on
that. So then if you search that, you get that toy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is.
Oh, cool. Is that the like the Yeti one? I
No,
had
it's
one that was
it's
like
the Tremor Worm one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That you were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
I own.
I totally had that one. Yeah.
So that was that one. So it's that's what it comes. Let's look at that's what and it was like a little comic on the back of the toy.
Mm-hmm.
So the toy had a little comic to tell the story of what was happening in that, and then it was called Mighty Max Liquidates the Toyland. So the toys were Mighty Max, and then kind of like a little sentence of what the scene or the story was for that. And then that's what those toys were what the episodes are based off of.
That makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Add a little Virgin and Norman.
Yeah, I'm gonna bend into this and see if I can see like a Virgil or Norman on like the on the comic book here.
This
I don't see
93.
them. Show's 93, toys is 92.
Interesting, because this says the Happy Meal things were 93. I guess that could make sense just to coincide with
I assume the Happy Meal ones were just show driven,
for the show,
or new little ones for the show, and then the big ones that they were based off were 92.
Sure.
The Blue Flower, whatever they're called.
Blue Star,
Blue
Bluebird.
English toys.
Mm-hmm.
Still dope. So that's fun. I forgot about that package. Now I'm like, oh man, I don't have the packages. Those would be fun to have the little comic book things to know the stories.
Wow, I do not remember that.
I mean, honestly, we kind of talked about the whole episode there, too.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, skipping to the end was the episode. The only thing I am bummed about is that we didn't. Yeah, we know there's like those fun zones like Ice World and aliens and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, we just got the main story.
Yeah,
but it leaves me intrigued to search out one or two episodes, especially of like maybe one of the toys I own.
Yeah, play along.
And play along. Yeah,
yes. Play along. I mean, what are you guys doing after this? Mighty Max Restoration Project. He's got 10 more. Well, he's got 10 more videos. 2 of them are about the restoration process itself. So there's like 8 more videos.
I got this one. Mighty Max conquers the Palace of Poison. That's the big snake one.
Ooh, what episode's that?
I don't know. We don't really need to talk about. No one can see this, so
all right.
It's good audio. Yeah, so I'm interested in maybe checking out 1 or 2. I'm not watching 38 more episodes of this show. That's just not going to happen. Especially the quality of the last episode was terrible that we watched, but that wasn't from the Mighty Max Restoration guy. It was just somewhere else on YouTube that we watched it. So he's got what 8 or so more episodes that we could potentially watch.
Yeah, I think he's got 9 total done, and last one was posted 2 years ago, so
he
might be done.
He might be done, but well, hey, call to action, man. Keep making them. They were great. And I'll probably check out 1 or 2 of those just to like see a good quality one, and then see like a Monster of the Week fun, just like kind of fun side story.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna watch a few more. What are they, 20 minutes?
Yeah, they're super short.
I'm into it.
Super duper short. Should we get into how we did for predictions?
Yeah.
I guess I will go. So my first one was Virgil dies. He died.
You did die.
It's true.
He was alive again in the beginning, but he did die.
Blasted by the crystal souls.
Yeah. Number. Oh, there goes my pen. Skullmaster is turned into a bug. Well, that didn't happen.
No.
Yeah. Seems fine.
I said Max changes the world and the universes come together. What? It's not really what that's not really what I was going for. I wasn't going for time travel back in the thing, and I don't think universes came together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Max and Virgil know what's going on, so I wouldn't count that. But this other one, number 4, I said they go against the book, and I feel like that is what Max went against, like the prophecy in the end. So I think that was true. So I'm taking 2 points.
Did not listen to Virgil.
Nope, gotta
Virgil
listen to Virgil.
sent him to the astral plane, which was a weird little sidestep.
Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I can fly now. Cool. Well, I got 2.
Joe?
Oh yeah. I had Max teleports somewhere cold, which didn't really. I mean, they didn't really talk about the temperature in the astral plane, but I assume it's fine.
It seemed
Could've
at
been a
least
little chilly.
temperate
Yeah,
at
it's
most.
the perfect like room temperature at all
Yeah.
times. Virgil fights the Skullmaster, which they definitely like. There was a showdown, but there wasn't like a fight.
I mean, Virgil got captured by
Yeah,
the
he was immediately put into a sack.
Yeah.
It was over. Max calls himself the Mighty One, which he did as he's grabbing the scepter.
Yep.
Definitely did.
That was dope.
And then there's a giant robot, which if the Zord that the lava guy had counts, then it's a giant robot. So
I would consider that counts. I mean, before he was in it, when they were like underground, the lava lord dude had like a remote control.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
unless that was for his garage door, I think it was for the robot.
I mean, even still, like a Zord, you're in it controlling it. That's still a robot.
Yeah, it's a machine.
I feel like.
Oh yeah.
So 2 points then.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Wow, well done. I had Virgil dies.
True.
Then I had Max loses his hat, but he's still a hero. So I guess that's true.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly the ending of the show.
And then I said hat has a new owner that Norman follows.
That's
I
true.
was thinking like it was going to like a new hero to like extend the series or whatever. That's not what happened. Then I thought Skullmaster was just misunderstood. No, he was a dick.
Yeah, very, very evil.
He was like the worst baddie of all time.
Very
And then-
understood.
And then Octopus Monster.
Uh,
So I guess I got 2 as well.
Wow, 2-2-2.
yeah. Speaking of Skullmaster, we didn't talk about his like great joke that he used twice.
What was it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I forget what the
It
delivery
was
is,
like,
but it's
I'm
like
gonna
the-
die
yeah, like
trying.
Skullmaster said something about like how he's gonna like own all of time, and then Max says something like, "Oh yeah, I'd like to see that," and Skullmaster's like, "You will."
Oh, you will.
Yeah, that happens twice. Like pretty similar thing where Skullmaster's like, "I'm gonna kill you," and then Max is like, "I'd like to see you do it," and he's like, "You will." I'm telling you, I'm going to do it.
This is my intentions are to kill you.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, it was those were within 2.5 minutes. of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He's got one joke, but he uses it every chance he has.
The problem is he's probably gone like, I don't know, eons or hundreds of years, and everyone's like, "I'd like to see you try," and he's been killing those people his whole life.
Yeah.
And so eventually he's just like, "You will."
Yeah. He's just like, "Trust me, I've done this over and over again."
No, this is literally what I'm here for.
Definitely for a kids show, like pretty dark
Yeah.
villain. Just telling everyone they're gonna die. Like some little kid saw this and ran around telling everyone they were gonna die, you know?
And that kid was Jeffrey
And
Dahmer.
many of those kids are serial killers now.
Good times. Listeners, thanks for hanging out with us in this adventure of Mighty Max. That's going to do it for today. If you want to give us a show suggestion, 203 episodes, that's still super hard to say.
Mhm.
That sentence is terrible. I think I would just come up with another way to say it.
Show tip.
You want to show tip us at FNL Podcast on the Gmail or on the Twitter. And yeah, that's that. We'll see you next week for another one. Have a mighty night. Goodbye.